Warning, warning. Anyone who doesn't want a new arsehole ripping in their fantasy of their concept of fucking life, then go and do the washing up. Go and do something else, because you ain't gonna like this. So, finally, thank God, thank you, I finally finished this piece of shit book. This fucking propaganda, this obnoxious hypnosis, the most vile and disgusting variety of hypnosis I've ever come upon. It'd be more vile and disgusting than anything you would have read in communistic Russian times. Fucking hell, what a vile pile of repetitively nauseating shit from the beginning to the end. Dear me. The way of mastery, the way of the heart, the way of transformation, the way of knowing. Well, the way of mastery, basically, it's the way of hypnosis, the way of propaganda. That's what it should say, the way of propaganda, the way of mind control, the way of hypnosis, because that's all this piece of shit is. Really, I had sort of mixed feelings about it at the beginning. It's you're banging on about love and this, that, and the other. But there's a few, I suppose, remotely useful tips in there. Not a single shred that I didn't know already, because of course I'm an ascended master. And this is talking about the way of mastery, but it isn't any mastery I know. It's the mastery that governments use and the Catholic Church uses and stuff like that. Heinous, evil propaganda, people. So, you mean, it doesn't start off well. The way of the heart. Well, these are supposed to be all-knowing about the cosmos and God and wisdom and this, that and the other, and yet it talks about the heart, which is a complete and utter fiction. How good God, how long is this stupid concept that love originates from the heart, and open your heart and free the heart and speak from the heart, and nobody speaks from the heart, nobody opens the fucking heart, nobody lives from the heart, nobody loves from the heart, nobody does any fucking thing from the heart. Period. Ask any single scientist, and I shouldn't think, unless some cunts read this book, if they're a scientist, then every single one of them is going to go, nothing comes from the heart except fucking blood and electrical fucking impulses. That's all that's going on in the heart. So, well, then we ask, well, okay, well, if it's not from the heart, where does love come from? And so, well, what's the next option? What's the most feasible option? The brain. Also, love comes from the brain. Well, not exactly. It kind of like, it comes out of the brain via synapses, we think. Probably. I mean, we really don't know. I mean, this grey lump of fucking matter, which has got electricity running through it, well, fucking, maybe thoughts come from there. Well, isn't it said that people can die, they can flatline, and yet they can still think and still can have thoughts, and their consciousness still lives? Oh, well, so they say. Well, don't millions and billions of people say that? Haven't millions and billions of people said it throughout the years? Yes. Well, when are you going to get your heads around that? Well, we can't control that. We can't point to it, and we can't get grants for that. But we can get grants from pretending it's in the brain. Okay. Alrighty then. So love comes from the brain, does it? Well, yeah, but what comes out of the brain, it might be consciousness. Well, what do you know about consciousness? Nothing. So have you ever seen consciousness come out of the brain? No. Have you ever found consciousness in the brain? No. No, we've not. We've just found electrical impulses in the brain. That's all. So let's get back to the original question then. Where's love come from? Oh, imagination? Okay, we're getting warm now. Yeah, we're getting warm. So love comes out of imagination. And what's the premise of this imagination? Feelings. Yeah, feelings in the body. Well, we feel about this and we feel about that. Okay. So, well, if you say love comes from the heart, why don't you say hate comes from the heart? Why don't you ever use that one? Uh, Sometimes people say his heart was black, his heart was full of hate. So hang on, right then. This organ that pumps blood around has this mystical powers of producing hate and love. Well, if this heart, this fucking muscle can have mystical powers of love and hate, well, you would have thought then that the heart can encapsulate absolutely everything in between those two wildly broad concepts, right? Hate and love, and all in between. If it's capable of creating hate and love, well, it must be capable of creating all the nuances in between. So what you're saying then, everything comes out of the heart? Well, what the fuck's the brain doing then? You know, where do we go with all this stuff, people? We don't go anywhere, do we? As soon as we start to question shit, we don't go nowhere except into the abyss. It's fucking shocking how the whole world is just fucking governed under all this bullshit. Complete and utter crock of shit. When's the world gonna fucking wake up and start talking some truth? So, you've got these scientists who never ever write spiritual books because it's not their bag. So you don't get scientists saying, well, actually, love doesn't come from the heart, nor does hate. No, they come from the mind, or they come from consciousness, or they come from the brain. It's kind of like, well, it's got to be one of those three things: consciousness, mind, or brain. What else is there? I mean, we can't say it comes from that fatty tissue. We can't really say it comes from synapses and this, that, and the other. No, there's got to be more to it than that, you know, but we don't know. We haven't got a clue, to be fair. So, well, we've got to invent things, then, haven't we? Because it makes good movies, and it makes good romance novels, and it makes good bullshit religious books. Fiction, people. It's fiction from the fucking beginning to the end. Not a shred of truth or evidence in that stuff at all. Not a shred of evidence in anything. In anything at all. Nothing, people. Nothing. Just a fantasy of evidence and truths and things like that. So, what a vile compilation of obnoxious chapters. Yeah, and it just kept going on and on and on and on. It was like, I don't know, some sort of desperado, only a few minutes left to live, begging and pleading for its life. Oh, please, 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 please. Oh, please, 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 please. Only it was saying, oh, love, 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 love. Oh, vile, vile. Some of you might be having a laugh now, some of you might be grimacing, some of you might be thinking, oh, why does this guy, it's got so much vitriol about this? Because it's a fucking lie, people. It's a fucking obnoxious lie, and the whole world is governed by it and under the yoke of it. And if you don't care about fucking so-called truths and untruths and lies and deception and all that, well, just fucking carry on being asleep. You know, but I'm here in this dimension, and I'm like, what the fuck is this dimension? You know, when I was a kid, they told me that things were true and things are real, and there's science and there's gods and there's all this, when it turns out there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Nothing. None of that stuff. And you can say, well, I mean, the science, what is science? Tell me what science is, please, people. Tell me what science is. Science is math, isn't it? What's math? Just numbers? What are these numbers in math? Well, they're kind of like a belief system. They're a fundamental premise to a belief system. And out of numbers comes everything else in the matrixial world. Okay, so we've got numbers, right? Out of numbers comes all this science stuff and all the realms where things are made. So what you see here is, people, when you're dealing with numbers, that everything in this matrixial fiction of a world is created from numbers. So numbers is the culprit then, isn't it? Numbers, from the very beginning, numbers was the baby, what was the twinkle in the eye of AI. Numbers is the twinkle in the eye of AI, people. So as long as we can go back to times of old, and people started to discover math and invent math or conjure up math and this, that and the other, and they tell everybody that 2 + 2 = 4. Well, what's that? It's just a fucking idea. What if you don't believe in it? It doesn't mean anything. 2 + 2 = 4. It doesn't mean fucking nothing to me. If I don't accept that 2 + 2, those digits, 2 + 2 = 4, if I don't accept that, that formal illustration of logic and so-called truth, if I don't accept it, then what is it to me? So therefore I have to accept it, don't I? So we have to accept this stuff. And it's like politicians telling us, it's like Fauci telling us, trust the science, trust the science. Goodness me, there shouldn't be a single person on the planet now that trusts the science. They really shouldn't. Because if they do, then they're fucking idiots. Because that whole charade just proved that that so-called ism couldn't be trusted. Because it was just a fantasy in the minds of certain people. And this is the impasse that we keep getting to. Everything is a fantasy, people. And they were no closer investigating what that was, 5 years after the event. No closer. They just draw silly illustrations of this and that, and they think this happens and they think that happens. They haven't got a clue. They haven't got a single clue. That's why none of this squirty shit even came close to dealing with it. It just didn't. All the brilliant brains on the planet, all the money in the fucking world didn't do anything. Because the more people took this squirty shit, the more they fucking apparently got it. What a crock of shit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, wow. So, we look at what it says there about love then coming from the heart. Well, that's a complete misnomer. That's a load of bollocks from the start. So how serious should we take the rest of this book? Well, it talks about God being love. And then it's the God which was the father of Jesus. So I say to myself, okay, getting interesting here now. This cunt you call God, I've read that book, which is supposed to be his words, and that cunt is the biggest marauding, violent, murderous, conniving, jealous bastard that you would ever fucking dread to come upon in your whole fucking life. There isn't a single line or verse in that Old Testament which would indicate to anyone with a rational mind that that character was love and good. And this is why the Gnostics wrote about that evil bastard being the demiurge, being Satan himself, being the complete obverse of what he's portrayed to be, because the Gnostics were very intelligent, rational people, and they looked at that shit and thought, wow, where do we start with this fucking propaganda, hypnosis, beguiling, poison? Where do we start with it? And yet all over the world people just think, oh, love is God, God is love. Where, who, why, how? Fucking show me one instantiation. Can anybody show me one instantiation where God is love? No, you can't. You can just read excerpt after excerpt after excerpt after excerpt of that murdering tyrant bastard doing what he does best, hate. And so, fucking hell, all you've got to invert things. And then when you look at Satan, oh, he's the most evil and terrible one. Well, what's his crime? I ask, what's his crime? And I read the Bible and I look for his crime and I can't find his crime. His crime is supposed to be saying to Eve, yeah, God's a lying cunt, by the way. He wants to keep you fucking stupid. He doesn't want you to become like them, because if you eat from this tree, then you become like them, because you'll have knowledge of good and evil. And you become wise, okay? And that's all Satan did. That's all the serpent did, just had loose lips, Right, well, he was speaking truth, wasn't he? Loose lips speaking truth. Well, I mean, you could be held accountable if your loose lips are speaking evil and deception, but they weren't. They were speaking absolute truth. So where's the heinous part of that? Where's the evil in that, people? Have you got your heads around any of this shit? Are you seeing what's going on in the world? It's going on in every shape and fucking form, everywhere you look at. It's an evil deception. Most certainly we are in an evil fucking conscious mind controlling prison, because everything is just pure deception. Words just mean words, and language is just a tool to beguile us and take us away from our intuition, which knows what we are: cosmic God consciousness, having a human experience. Wow. So we look at love, and we look at hate and coming from the heart and all fantasy, and then we look at God that's supposed to be benevolent and loving and then gracious and all this, and we can't find any single semblance of it. And so what do we do, people? What do we do when you've got fuck-faced cunts writing books like this, which are just an absolute crock of shit? So what I do is I go, well, look, can I find any good in that? Can I find any positivity in that? I can wax lyrical all day long about how heinous this shit is, but let me see if I can find something good from it, okay? So I go, right then, well, maybe these idiots are just fucking misguided fools. Maybe they've got the IQ of about 80, and they've been indoctrinated into religion. It's easy to do. They're American, so that's a fucking given. Most Americans are indoctrinated into the Lord and all this bullshit, and so okay, so they're hypnotized and they're beguiled and all that, and then they want to do good. They feel like they want to do good, and so then they start writing bullshit like this and pretending that it's the word of Jesus. How disgusting, how vile to actually pretend that you are the Son of God. How obnoxious, how it should be illegal. It should even be illegal pretending that it's Christ consciousness, Holy Spirit writing from the beyond into a book, talking a load of nonsense. Wow. So even if they did want to create some good, then what is it that they were doing? What's the harm in saying love, 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 love? You know, what was the harm in that, Awake and Brave? Well, we've been there, so let's not go there again. Let's see what the good is. Is there any good in that? Love, love, love. Well, what does love mean? Oh, well, love just means fill your heart with love for Jesus and love for God. Well, I've read this whole fucking book, and it never said actually what love was. It mentioned it about 29,000 times, but it never actually said what it was, other than that it's God and it's you. And I'm like, well, fucking hell, if love is God and it's you, it must be Satan as well, it must be the cosmos, so it's everything. So, well, what? Love, love, love. Well, like I said in previous videos, we'll just call it some fucking thing else. Just call it some fucking thing else that we can at least get our heads around. We can at least start trying to put in a fucking box or something. But you can't do that with you know, concepts in general. But you most certainly can't do it with concepts like love. Because, well, when you look at what human beings consider love to be, then they'll speak about it so broadly that it doesn't mean a single thing, because they will encompass absolutely everything under that terminology of love. I love my house. I love my bare feet on the ground. I love picking my nose. I love fucking the sweetness of strawberries, and on and on and on and on. What do you mean, people? What do you mean? What do you fucking mean? It means nothing. So why can't humanity just go, that word is just it's a stupid bullshit concept that should never be uttered, really, because it's completely meaningless. Why don't we look for other words that really narrow things down? And why don't we learn to be more expressive and more intellectual? And then when we're talking about the taste of a strawberry, we can go, wow, this strawberry tastes amazing. really, really good. It's got a sweetness to it, it's got a moistness to it, it's got a nice kind of like firm but slimy texture to it. It's all good basically. Strawberries, yeah, they're all good. And so I enjoy strawberries. Okay, great. Well, you've been expressive, you've explained a few things. If you just say you love strawberries, what the fuck does that mean? All it means, people, is that it open for interpretation to any other Tom, Dick and cunt to interpret as what they think love means, and they don't know what love means. So everyone's walking around going, "Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Oh yeah, 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 me too. Yeah, yeah," and they don't know anything. They don't know nothing. They've never stopped to think of what they're fucking saying or thinking about or doing. Nothing. So I'm a philosopher, I'm an intellectual, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at bullshit. I'm looking at everything, and everything is bullshit. So I'm looking at bullshit, and that's it. You know, just looking at bullshit, people, and calling out bullshit. But you know, you have to give me some merit for my constitution, because I stick through these fucking books, even though they are painful. This got fucking painful after about a third of the way through, but I stuck with it, stuck with it, stuck with it, stuck with it. And those other books from Yogananda Paramahansa, the Second Coming of Christ, and then I'm reading another one of Paramahansa Yogananda's books, which is the Yoga of Christ, and then I'm reading another one after that, which is called the Christos, and then I'm going to read another one after that, which is called God Doesn't Exist. And so I'm just, you know, picking from all this stuff, and soon enough I'll start to read some of the deepest Upanishads or sutras from the Brahmins and from the Hindus, and from all those varieties of Eastern mystics, and see what they've got to say, because I'm pretty sure that their stuff wouldn't be anything like as perverted as the Western world, because religions in the Western world have been 1,000,000,000% perverted. They've been absolutely destroyed, to the point whereby they just look ridiculous, because they're so contradictory and shocking beyond all logical, rational considerations, because what they are portraying that they say, and what they're portraying that they are, is a complete and utter obverse of what actually they do say and what actually they are. They are vile, evil, fucking collections of propaganda and lies and deception. And if we look at the whole New Testament, there's more and more scholars coming forward, people, which are saying that this book wasn't written by Moses. Those 4 or 5 books, the Torah, most certainly weren't written by Moses. In actual fact, if that Moses character ever existed, then these books were written much later than when he lived. And then the Apostle Paul writing Romans and the epistles and this, that and the other, they're saying this character Paul, he was a fiction, because these epistles and these different scriptures, they've been penned by different hands. And so either this apostle character couldn't fucking write, and all he did was gave dictation, or they weren't wrote by him. And I would hedge my bets on the fucking latter. It's all shit, people. It's all shit. Everything's shit. And now we're getting more technologically advanced. We can test documents. We can do carbon C14 testing. We can analyze handwriting. We can analyze the construct of a particular text. We can analyze how the author writes certain words and uses certain words in conjunction with other words and sentences. AI can analyze all this stuff, and they can very quickly go, that wasn't written by the same hand as that. Unless, of course, the guy writing both of these was a schizophrenic, because they most certainly just don't marry up. And it would be like reading, say, like 5 pages from a Jordan Peterson book amongst my pages of my book. Jordan Peterson is notoriously boring to read. He's very esoteric, and you need to have delved into a lot of varying facets if you're ever remotely going to, get your head around it. And it is heavily speculated, and he just goes kind of like, labours and labours and labours, but to no real avail, no real point. The Jordan Peterson Maps of Meaning was the most boring book I've ever read in my life. Fucking hell, what can you say? But you see, Peterson, when you listen to him, he just goes off on a tangent and on a tangent and on a tangent on a tangent until he gets lost in his own verbal diarrhea. He can't seem to stay on point, you see, and he doesn't bring it back. He doesn't keep bringing it back. I go off on tangents, but I'm always kind of bringing it back and bringing it back and bringing it back and reminding you guys of what the focus is. And the focus is love, bullshit. The focus is consciousness. The focus is fucking religion and their deceptions and this, that and the other, and deception en masse, politicians and all that. So Russell Brand was saying in one of his videos the other day that you can't believe anything. All these politicians look about all this stuff in recent time with this squirty shit, right? You can't believe that. Then with 9/11, then with the Kennedy assassination, and all these different sorts of things. There's supposed to be inquiries happening within those realms now. And people in Congress are supposed to be holding to task, all the bullshit in relation to 9/11. But it's just theatre. It's all fucking theatre. Nothing will ever come of it, because the people that arrange all this stuff are so powerful. They're just not going to allow it to happen. And all the judges and all the politicians and anybody that's in a position of power, they're all bought and fucking sold, except for the odd one. And the odd one's just going up against a brick wall every single time. And they're getting nowhere. They're getting nowhere. So there's supposed to be a big investigation into C-19. Did it happen? No. It just didn't go anywhere, people. This stuff doesn't go anywhere. Because ultimately there is no truth. The truth can't be found, you see. That's the thing about it. That's the great difficulty, because people are under the misconception and delusion that there is actually truth, and you could follow a lineage of something back, which would take you back to the initial perpetrator, or ideas, or conjurers, or conspiracists, or this, that and the other. But it doesn't work like that, because what happens along the way, it gets all muggled and jumbled with this person, that person. This person's intention was X, and that person's intention was Y, and even though X and Y were sort of heading for a similar sort of direction, the people who ultimately they liaised with, they was heading off in another direction. And it's this fucking ziggy-zagging fucking shit that goes on, and in the end it's just like a can of worms. You can't see where the heads or tails are. That's what's the world, people, because we enter into the paradox. And so this is why we'll never find out what happened to Kennedy. We'll never find out whether anyone landed on the moon. We'll never find out about C-19. We'll never find out about 9/11. We'll never find out about Martin Luther King. We'll never find out about any of them. None of them at all, because there's nothing which is actually concrete. There's nothing cast in stone, people. And that's it. Because the human being is a paradox. Everyone's a paradox. We're all a shard of the paradoxical nature of the cosmos. And the paradox doesn't give any ultimate truth. It gives paradoxical truths. And so, what's one paradox that you see on the internet? You've got a piece of card, and on one side of the card it says everything written on this card is the truth, and then when you turn the card over, it says that this statement is a lie. And so, or it says that the statement on the other side is a lie. And so, hang on, everything written on this card is the truth. Well, that would mean that that's the truth. What this and this one says, it's a lie. So it's the truth, it's a lie, it's the lie, it's the truth. And you just go from one to the other. That's a paradox, people. And the cosmos is a paradox, and that's why we can't work anything out. But it's good fun. It's good fun. because I suppose if we could work shit out, then you go, oh, work that one out, or work this one out. But because we can't do that, then you can't work anything out, and it's kind of like you just end up musing over them, and then you find a little bit more information, and you go, aha, now I'm gonna get you, but you won't, because there'll be another few fucking sections of the jigsaw puzzle that you're still going to be needing. Oh wow, people, it really is bizarre. Yeah, I mean, why have I banged on about love for so long? Because it's one of the greatest beguilements of the human being, along with God, along with truth. You see, people, intelligent people are aware of the paradox. And intelligent people, like philosophers and people like that, know that they can't ever get to any fundamental truth, because there's the barrier of the paradox. The cosmos is oozing with paradox, and every single direction you enter into a paradox, so you can never find any truth. So philosophers, intelligent people know that, but the rest of the muggles, they don't know that, and they think there is truth, and they believe scientists when scientists say this, that and the other, when mathematicians say 2 + 2 = 4. What are you talking about? You're just talking about fucking ideas. That's all you're talking about, ideas. And so the idea could have been like a squiggly thing equals squiggly thing plus squiggly thing equals squiggly thing. And then everyone could go, oh, fucking squiggly thing equals squiggly thing. But, you know, it's just wrote in a particular way now. But it could be something completely different, and everyone would believe in it. It's just an idea, people. People just believe in ideas. There's no fucking truth. Because the great mathematician Gödel, there's something called Gödel's theorem, and Gödel discovered that the truth of math actually breaks down at a certain point, so it cannot be held as truth infinitely, because even math will break down. Why does it break down? It has to break down because the cosmos is the paradox. Now, I've never listened to or read anybody saying anything, why does Gödel's theorem break down? But I'm saying the reason why it breaks down is because the cosmos is the paradox. And when those guys who think they're brilliant and fucking intelligent work that one out, then they'll be as smart as me. And, you know, lots of you will probably think it obnoxious and you know, so haughty of me to bang on like this. But I'm telling you, people, the things I've come upon where, you know, I'm not aware of other people, and I've read a great deal of stuff. I'm not aware of people that are concluding the same sort of things, putting the pieces together like I am in a linear way where I can explain every single detail. And if you get the greatest pastor or preacher on the fucking planet who's absolutely devout, well, I will rip into fucking shreds, just like cosmic skeptic does. I forget that guy's name. You know, that dude, he's only like 22. He's a baby, but he's smart as fuck. He is super fucking smart. So Cosmic Skeptic, look at his videos, and he just rips arseholes into all these fucking preachers, and rips a new arsehole into the Old Testament, and it's just, once you know, are pretty smart, then you can do it. You can rip a hole in every fucking thing, because it's not difficult. Why? Because people have never considered that they really needed to make anything difficult, because they knew that they're dealing with just such a shocking fucking entourage of dumb fucks. That's all the human being is. They're just dumb fucks. And even if you've got people that are considered to be intelligent because they've got a PhD, or like someone in the comments says, you know, that's just their fucking certificate for being dumbass motherfuckers of the Matrix, because that's all it is. That's all they've done. They've just copied shit, what the fucking Matrix, your bosses, have told them to do. This is true, so copy this. That's true, so copy that. And then come and work for us, because we can use you to beguile and manipulate the rest of the turds on this planet. Yeah. So what's my angle in my videos? Well, it most certainly isn't love. It most certainly isn't gentle. My angle is the angle which is absolutely unique to me. Nobody else has these fucking rants, and nobody else speaks so broadly. You might get the odd person that's touched on a couple of subject matter that I would pick on and say marginally similar things in a very loose way because they're terrified of losing subscribers. But I don't give a fuck about subscribers. I don't give a fuck about the world. I don't give a fuck about anything because it's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit, people. And so when you're God, why would you give a fuck about everything? You're God, and that's the thing. So that's what it does for you when you're self-realized. When you are self-realized cosmic God consciousness, when you are that, when you know you are that, and you can see through all the bullshit of this this dream, this paradigm. I look at it and I go, look, it's fucking great, sitting in the churchyard, you know, with my bare feet in the nice, soft, marginally cool grass, and I'm having a great time. The sun's beautiful, the birds are singing, it's wonderful. Yeah, I fucking love it. I love it. But if you start to look for truth in it, then fucking good luck with that. Good luck with that. And you know, those of you that have been watching my videos for 16 years, you will never ever have found any video where I uttered that I am looking for truth. I am a truth seeker. Never ever. My original channel was one man's quest to understand, and then I modified that one man's quest to understand, because understand holds indoctrinating, subservient connotations to it. But never was it to find truth. I'm a truth seeker. Truth is for fucking muppets. Truth is for fucking degenerates. Truth is for grunts. That's what truth's for. Fucking hell. I mean, I would have thought anyone over the age of 20 would have given up on truth a long fucking time ago. But no, they don't. They believe in Jesus in the sky and God's in the sky and they love us, and yet everything in the Old Testament is pure fucking evil. Oh, fucking hell, you know. But I can labour and labour and labour. I will never ever change one of your opinions. If you fantasise about sucking Jesus' cock, or one day licking Allah's arsehole, or Yahweh's arsehole, if you get down in their buttholes, Yahweh, YAHWEH, I love you. Oh, if that's your bag, that's your fucking bag. You didn't come here to wake up, did you? You didn't come here to wake up, people. And if you think that love is a thing, you didn't fucking come here to wake up. You're in a fantasy. You're in a fantasy. Just break it down yourself. Just look in the dictionary. What does love mean? It just means other fucking words. And it goes on forever and ever and ever. Love isn't a thing. And you can say, well, what I feel is a thing. Well, that's a feeling. And your feelings are different to every fucker else's. And if you feel in a certain way about a certain thing and it makes you all go gooey, then, well, you can say that's a nice feeling. I've got a nice feeling about that. I have a nice feeling about my squirrel. She's beautiful. You know, I could loosely say that I love her. But what do I mean when I say I love her? I care for her. I feel for her. I've got her back, and I'll do anything in my power to help her. And so just leave it at that. Instead of fucking wrapping everything up in this fucking bullshit concept that doesn't mean anything. Let's just try to be real and just say what we fucking mean and how we feel. Yeah, I feel a certain way for Providence. I feel a certain way for Newcastle Brown. I feel a certain way for my daughter. I feel a certain way for the sun. But all these ways are different, people. They're all different. They all create varying chemicals which constitute emotions in my body in a different way. That's what I'm saying. I'm just sick to the fucking teeth of hearing love, when no fucker has ever attempted to even define it. You know, that's my biggest bone of contention. There's no fucking intelligent people around. They just pass on this bullshit like love comes from the heart. They've been doing that for 2,000 fucking years. When's it gonna fucking end? When's it gonna end? And then you could say, well, yeah, but that's just metaphor, Aaron. And, you know, we're not all philosophers like you, and some of us like to keep it simple. So, therefore, you're not interested in any fucking reality. You're just following the fiction. You're just happy to be hypnotized, living a fantasy in a dream world and all that. Yeah, well, just, yeah, as long as you are, then that's cool. You can say that, yeah, I'm just happy. Okay, so love doesn't come from the heart. We don't know what love is, but, you know, well, I feel a certain way about something, and, you know, that's good enough for me. Yeah, it's good enough for most people, but it's not for me because I'm a philosopher. And I'm an intellectual, and so therefore, that's the cross that I bear. That's the cross that I'll always bear. And this book, what it is, what it's doing, I digressed, and so let me go back to that now. It's saying love, 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 love. Forget about everything. Don't consider anything. That you just concentrate on love, 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 love. That's all you do. That's all you think about. That's all you are. Love, 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 love. So it make you wonder how any of these cunts actually go to fucking work. How any of these cunts actually fucking cater for their kids, or how any of these cunts actually fucking manage a workforce or whatever. You know, and the cunts that wrote this fucking shit are probably these motherfuckers in robes with bald heads and just holding a bowl of fucking rice out. Well, for them, everything can be fucking love if you're not producing anything, if you're not being constructive, and all you're doing is holding your fucking begging bowl out, then yeah, everything can be fucking love. Oh, love's putting food in my bowl. Oh, I love this food. Oh, this bowl's love. Oh, everything's gonna be fucking love. Yeah, beautiful. If you're not doing any fucking thing, if you're never ever gonna be compromised, then yeah, you bald-headed fucking robe-wearing cunts. Yeah, it can all be fucking love. But, you know, for most of us it can't, because, you know, we're not doing that. That's not our bag, baby. You know what I'm saying? Fucking hell. Are we talking here, people? We're talking. So, when they say love, 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 look, if somebody goes, okay, yes, I want to invite Jesus, God, into my heart. I want to become one with God and Jesus, because that's what it all amounts to. You are him and he is you and we're all one and all that, okay. And if you think love, 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 well, you keep pushing hate out, you keep pushing jealousy out, you keep pushing judgment out. And so it's self-hypnosis, people. And I did this self-hypnosis because I realized it was absolutely self-hypnosis, because when I was in prison, and I was in prison with 70% fucking Mexican drug-dealing vermin scumbags, and every single one of those had tattoos of Jesus on their fucking body, along with tattoos of how many people they've killed and all this different sort of shit. The fucking hypocritical scumbags. You know, I've been around the world, people. I've never met any more scumbags than those Mexican little 4-foot fuckholes. What a bunch of heinous, hateful little bastards they were. Good God. Yeah, no wonder the fucking gringos wasted them at every given opportunity for hundreds of fucking years. Just blew the fuckers' faces off every time they fucking came upon them. Yeah, because they're fucking verminous scumbags. Treacherous little bastards they are. Cowards as well. But if you, and yeah, these fuckers, they're walking across the yard clutching their Bibles, and I'm looking at those dirty fucking vermin, and I'm looking at the hypocrisy. What is it about religions that breed hypocrisy so pervasively? And then these fuckers could have tattoos of that symbol for love and compassion when they're dealing drugs that kill people every fucking day, and they know it. You know, this fentanyl shit, as well as all different other things. And they'll kill people on the drop of a hat if it gets in the way of a few fucking dollars. And yet they clutch their Bibles and maybe pray to Jesus. What the fuck's going on, people? It's just a fucking idiocracy, isn't it? This world is fucking idiocracy. None of it makes any sense. It is bullshit from the beginning to the fucking end. And even the pastors that I went to fucking speak to, two of them were absolutely obnoxious, belligerent bastards that just like considered that everybody who was an inmate was a scumbag and vermin, and yet they are supposed to be all embracing forgiveness and grace and love and all that, but I never found it in three of those cunts. There were only three of them there, and I went to speak with every fucking one of them, and I never found any of those tenets within them. Fucking hell, they're just all fucking picking the check up at the end of the month. That's all they're doing. And I'm like, fucking hell, I'd had loads of religious experiences, and not a one of those had a fucker. Not one of those had one. They didn't have one between them. And I fucking laid before them a fucking dozen. And they're all fucking jealous as fuck. And they didn't know what to say about it. Of course they couldn't, could they? Because like they're just thinking, I've been a preacher all my fucking life and this, that and the other. Now then, here's the thing. I'm halfway through this movie called Two Popes with Anthony Hopkins. And the Pope and one of the main cardinals, they're talking amongst each other. And they're talking about how disillusioned they are and how they can't hear God. And if they do think they can hear God, well, he's not loud enough, he's not clear enough. And then when the cardinals are preaching to the idiots in the church, they're saying, look, God doesn't speak to me any more than he does to you. Well, fucking hell, God doesn't speak to any cunts. It's just your imagination that's speaking to you people, to be fair. And you know, I write in my book that Yahweh spoke to me and Jesus spoke to me and the devil spoke to me. Well, what's actually speaking? There's an idea of these things, you see, and over the years we've created what's called an egregore, and these egregores are fantasies of entities. And when you have people thinking and praying and giving their energy to someone, let's say like Jesus, then Jesus will actually start to manifest in people's consciousness, because it's been so powerfully imbued and impregnated in our psyche, and so our psyches will be impregnated, and so we have to be very, very careful, because, you know, I say that I had Jesus and God and the devil speak to me and angels visit me. Well, they're all Western orientated archetypes, aren't they? I never had Krishna come to me. I never had Ganesh come to me. I never had Thoth come to me. I never had any of these other cultures' gods come to me. So I have to know that they weren't these fucking gods in reality. They were just figments of my imagination, born out of my indoctrination, born out of my cultural indoctrination. And when I start to have, you know, crazy feelings in the body, then the mind is looking for something to attribute that to. And so then it'll attribute it to something of some essence of power in our culture. And so if you're feeling absolutely wonderful and blissful, well, then there you go, Jesus, because Jesus is supposed to be wonderful and blissful. If you're feeling absolutely hateful and terrified, well, it's the fucking devil then, isn't it? And then, you know, some archetype comes to give you a message, well, it was an angel. You know, in this movie, The Two Popes, the cardinal says to the fucking Pope, he says, look, you know, back about 1000 or 1300, there was never a mention of a fucking angel. But now, you know, angels are everywhere. Angels are so pervasive. Yes, because they've become memes. Angels have become memes. In the Bible, there's no fucking angels all in white with fluffy fucking wings and this, that and the other. They spoke about angels, but when angels came to speak with people, they came in a human form, and there was no fucking difference to people. That's what the Bible said. But then all of a sudden the Bible had fucking wings and halos and the glowing and the hovering and all this. It's all bullshit. And so this is why the Pope and the Cardinal got completely disenchanted with it and realised that they were living a fucking sham, and they wanted out. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how the movie ends. It's just a shocking shitfest, people, from beginning to end. And if you want to believe in anything, then fucking believe in it. Believe that your dog loves you. But stop feeding the fucking dog and then see how he'll love your neighbour very, very quickly. Stop feeding your fucking dog and cat and there's no love there. Period. The love's over. Right? So what is it? It's food. if I stop feeding Providence, then she'd never fucking come and jump on me again. Once she got the idea that I ain't got no food, she ain't interested. So fucking love and all this bullshit, crock of shit. Now, if you think your partner loves you or any of your family members, oh, give it time. Give it fucking time. And then you'll see that you've been a cunt all your fucking life believing in that bullshit. Oh, I love you, babe, forever and ever and ever. What fucking happened then? Where did all the love go? Just fucking disappeared. Don't know where it went, babe. He's gone. Yeah, it's pathetic, people. We're just creating our own fantasies. It's born out of our own ideas. And that's all we're doing. And some of the viewers, they talk to me about love, love, love. And I'm like, oh, fucking, you know, one woman in particular, I'll give you a call out. You know who you are. You're always talking about love, and you claim you've got love and you are love and this, that and the other. But I'm saying to you, it's just a fantasy, girl. It's just a fucking fantasy. You know, because if you attach that love to anything like Jesus, and then, I don't know whether you've got kids or someone that's important to you, you know, got their fucking heads cut off, this, that and the other, then you'd be looking at Jesus and you go, what the fuck, why did you do that to me? And then if you're a rational thinking person, you'll go, look, there is no fucking Jesus, nobody did anything to you, you were a cunt for believing in that fucking fantasy, right? And that's it, so just stop it. Just stop it. But it makes people feel comfortable, and it gives them warmth inside, and it shields them from the terrible world, because they can't face the fucking harsh reality that there is no fucking God other than you, motherfucker. So you best look out for yourself. And then if God is every fucking body and everything, well, God's one day probably coming to cut your fucking head off. You know what I'm saying? All the Christians, all the Catholics, in the name of God, murdering, raping, burning, sticking red hot pokers up the fucking arse. Oh my God. Oh my God, people. I've said enough today, man. I've said enough. So I'm going to sink back into the bliss now. I'm just acting, people. It's just a character. It's just a form of expression. I'm like a verbal poet. You know, I'm like Lennon and McCartney, creating these fantastic fucking videos all the time, which one day will go down in fucking history. Somebody one day will find the Awakened Braves words, and they'll go, wow, who was this guy? Oh, he lived 350 years ago, and he was about in a period where human consciousness was dead, but he was alive, he was vibrant, he knew where it was, and he tried to save souls, and he tried to resurrect spirits, and this, that, and the other, but they wouldn't listen, just like they're never in Jesus' day, you see. That's why I'm telling you I'm the fucking Messiah, because I'm saying, you know, everything that Jesus ever said, only I'm saying more. I'm saying massive more. Jesus did it for 1.5 years. I've done it for 16 fucking years. And there's not a single fucking line or verse that Jesus has said which is remotely as profound as anything I've said. So what is Jesus? Just an idea, people. And he may have been alright at the time for a bunch of fucking ragheads in nappies. It may have been alright at that time. You're talking about his illustrations, the simple fucking mundane illustrations. No, it doesn't work these days. And so what happens is then you've got all these people conjuring up more mystical powers that Jesus possesses. No, he fucking doesn't. You're just creating them from your consciousness. You create the mystical powers, motherfucker. Consciousness, human consciousness, creating every single thing that is perceivable by the human being. And so we are the magicians, we are the gods. When are you going to get your fucking heads around that? Anyway, have a great day. How's this? What have I got to do? I've got to